What is up? What is up? Back again with another one. As you can see, we out here. We got a new microphone. We upgraded our fucking setup. New tripod. I actually got the DJI mic mini or whatever it's called. It's the one I see everybody use on Instagram. So I was like, why not? It's pretty cool because my phone segue because my phone was actually dying when I was about to record this, and I found out you can plug the receiver in and there's a part to charge your phone and shit while you're doing this. So it's pretty cool. Anyways, let's dive into the video. Today we got one to talk about. I have my notes up here. Um, yeah, and that is never lower your standards. Just learn to lower your expenses. So basically, being broke ain't cool. That's lame as fuck. But you don't have to live like you're broke, So let's talk about it, right? So you more often than not, if you're young, you're growing up, you've become of age and you're starting to live your own life. Um, like banks, like companies, everybody's gonna recognize that as much as you recognize it, and they're gonna try and sell you stuff, And over time, you just gain more and more expenses. It's completely natural. It's completely normal. But like, you're not broke per se, right? What's broke is the way you think about your money, the way you manage your money, and the way how you go about doing certain things, right? Growing up in Jamaica taught me a lot actually, because compare here to Jamaica, like there's a lot of little things that if you just cut them out of your life, you could be saving so much money. You could be like literally like scaling yourself like crazy if you just cut out simple things out of your life. And I'm not talking about cutting out lattes or like coffee or shit that you actually enjoy, right? I'm not talking about that. Those things, if you enjoy something, you should definitely keep on doing it. Keep on using that product or service because it brings you joy, it brings you pleasure, right? So you should definitely keep on doing that. What I'm talking about is learning new skills and learning to help yourself and learning to do things on your own and making yourself more independent and self-reliant. What if, for example, you have to go and get a haircut or something, but your barber is sick all of a sudden, right? Like I've actually had situations where I was supposed to go and get a haircut. It was a snowstorm, and like I thought my barber would be open. I don't know why I thought my barber would be open during a snowstorm. So I couldn't get a cut that day, and it was really important that I get a cut that day because I think I was going out for dinner with my girl. Usually, whenever I go out for dinner, I always get a fresh cut the day before, the day of, because you got to be fly when you're going out, right? So I ended up having to go to another barber. Oh my God, I got so much razor bumps, so much razor bumps. So things can happen, right? Things can happen that you didn't prepare for. It usually ends up costing you because you're the consumer, right? You're the one who consumes this kind of stuff, right? So you're ended up either getting a shitty haircut or getting a product you don't like, which is misleading, or you end up paying more money, or even worse, you end up wasting your time, right? So you really gotta look at those things and realize that learning skills is sometimes the best things that you can do. Sometimes the best thing that you can do for yourself is learning a new skill, because that skill will broaden your reach pretty much and allow you to have more options in what you do and when you do it. And like, you can have more versatility, and not only more versatility, but you can have your own style. When you do something and you have your own skill, you can kind of do it your own way, versus when you go and purchase a service from someone, you kind of have to tell them how to tailor it to you. When you do your own stuff, you do it your way, and usually either you fuck up and you learn, or you you do it your way, which is usually a big success. When you do something your way, you like it, you feel proud of yourself and you feel proud of what you've achieved, right? Yeah. So um those kind of things that I want to talk about. Sorry, my notes are a little bit jumbled here. Is Yeah, skills, right? I kind of have to. Okay, so some basic skills. that I want to touch up with is budgeting, right? Budgeting is a pretty simple skill, but simple goes a long way, you know. Um, for example, every month you want to be looking over your finances or what you're spending. It's not weird to keep track of your money. It's actually the adult thing to do, to constantly be aware of how much money is leaving and how much money is coming in and whatever, you know. Because before you get every paycheck, that paycheck is already, a portion of that paycheck is already written off to someone else, to rent, to an expense, to a bill or something, whether you know it or not, right? If you live on your own and you're responsible for your own shit, your paychecks are already written off, right? So you want to budget and know what you're spending money on. Budgeting doesn't mean live cheap or live below your means or whatever. Budgeting means is like the process of like pruning your finances, you know, going through it and seeing what's necessary, what's not necessary, and cutting out what is absolutely not necessary. That way you can have more room for things that are necessary and things that bring you more fulfillment in life, or things that will improve your mental health, you know, or things that will make your life better for your future self in the future, correct? So I think the protocol for budgeting is once a month or twice a month if you can, you know, go through your bank statements. You don't have to print it off like me or whatever. Just go through your bank statements, you know, look at your statements, look at what you're spending money on, and like put them in three different categories: things that you can keep, things that you need to get rid of, or things that you can like pause, you know, like if you have a Netflix subscription, for if you have like three subscriptions like Netflix, Amazon, Crunchyroll, or like you know, like Disney Plus or whatever, you don't need all four of them, man. You can pause like three of them, right? And you can just cycle between subscriptions pretty much. Like if your favorite show comes out weekly on Netflix, then just pause it for a month or 2 months, let the whole season come out. Once the season's out, then get your Netflix back, watch it all at once. You know, like you skip the anticipation of having to wait for a new season every week or whatever. That's fine, whatever. You know, like for me, One Piece is anime that I like to watch, and it comes out every week. Right now they're on hiatus, but they're coming back in April, right? So what I do is I just pause my Crunchyroll. I let the episodes build up. Like it's okay if I'm behind. I can always read the manga or whatever. And then I come back to Crunchyroll and boom, you know, like I just watch like 10 episodes at once, you know, and by then after watching 10 episodes at once, I'm freaking tired of watching One Piece for a while. So if you have a shit ton of subscriptions, especially media subscriptions, pause them and only have one going at a time. If it's a show that you watch every time, like every night before bed, or you know, like something that brings you like a peace of mind, something that you play in the background or whatever, while you're cooking, while you're doing something, you know, like have that one going for as long as you can have it going, and then pause the other things until you need it, and then pause that, switch, you know, alternate. You know, like it's unnecessary to be paying $80 to $100 a month for four different subscriptions, right? When you could be paying $20 a month. The difference between $80 a month versus $20 a month is like two 12s is $240, right? Eight 12s is $960. So it's between paying $240 a year or $960 a year. So the choice is really yours, right? You gotta really be able to cut out these unimportant things, or pause it at least, and only keep the important things that improve your well-being and your mental health or your mindset, your life, or you know, just make you feel good in general. The next thing is the next basic skill that I want you guys to learn is shaving. You know, like taking care of yourself and grooming yourself properly. Shaving is super important for every single man, and it's important that everybody knows. And we're not in the age anymore, sadly, where you know your pops would teach you how to shave yourself up, clean yourself up. Maybe that still happens in some households, but it doesn't happen that much anymore. You know, I didn't learn from my dad either, but my dad kind of tried to give me some tips, but like I kind of figured it out myself. Like going to the barber adds up, especially if you want to be the person that stays fresh like every week or every like 2 weeks, because realistically, you can't really get a haircut every month. You know, like after like a week, your haircut starts to dull out, you know, like you need a fresh haircut like fucking every other week. In fact, you need a fresh haircut probably every single week. Like I groom myself pretty much every 3 days. I groom myself. I groom, let it grow out for 2 days, and then I groom again, right? So that's really important. You know, if you don't want to learn how to line yourself up or how to cut your own hair, I mean, it depends on like, you know, your skin type. Like, you know, for me, a black guy, you know, like my hair is different versus like people who have straight hair. Like maybe it's easier to learn to cut straight hair or whatever. I don't fucking know. But for me, like I'm growing my hair out, right? So I got braids and stuff, and I'm not really willing to learn to braid. Like that's like that would be great to learn, but like I feel like it would be more time consuming to learn than it would be to just have someone braid my hair properly. And when I do a braid up, it lasts me between 3 weeks to a month. If you oil it properly, you always have your do-rag on. Like that's a key thing with like us, right? If you oil your hair properly every day and you always have your do-rag on, your braid up lasts crazy long, crazy long. Like, you know, and I know it's a little bit counterintuitive because you get your braid up just so you can show it off, really. You know, a braid up fresh cut is like boom, boom, game over, right? But yeah, if you can hold off and wear that do-rag, you know, like, and just have a braid up, whatever, then that's proper. But on another note, like, forget the top half of your face. Work on the bottom half, or like, what I mean is like your mustache, your goatee, like that stuff, you gotta know how to do that stuff yourself, right? You gotta learn how to use a razor. So get yourself a razor. Like, okay, maybe a razor is too much for you guys right now because a razor is really like you will make mistakes, and when you make mistakes with a razor, you will pay, right? Like you'll cut yourself, you'll bleed, whatever, whatever, but that's just a part of the learning process. Get an electric razor and get like some shears, not shears, get like an electric razor to start off with. You know, only go sorry, that's the wrong direction. Only go with the grain. Don't go against the grain. That's the easiest ways to get razor bumps. Only go with the grain. And if you feel like it's not going low enough, then it's time for you to get like one of those single blade razors, like the shears or whatever the fuck they call them, you know, and then it's time for you to go and, you know, ham yourself. But you gotta learn. Watch a couple YouTube videos, get some shears, get some alcohol, get some razor bump cream, get some aftershave, get the mirrors that they sell on Amazon where it's like the 3 ways and you can see every single side of yourself, and keep your face clean. Always keep your face clean. If you learn this skill, this is something that can save you easily. If you spend like 40 bucks every week, okay, let's be generous here. Let's say you get a haircut every 2 weeks. You spend 40 bucks every 2 weeks. That's $80 a month. That's still $960 a year that you're saving from like just haircuts. So if you're saving off of your subscription $1,000, 960, and you're saving off of this 960, that's $2,000 extra that you could have in your pocket at the end of the year. You know, like you could do a lot with $2,000. You could invest it, you could save it, you could fucking go on vacation, you could buy a plane ticket, like going to and coming back with for like 2K, you know? Or you can invest it monthly to do something else, you know, go to the gym, go to the YMCA, you know, like I don't fucking know, join a book club or something, you know. But shaving is something that you should definitely learn to do by yourself. If you don't want to deal with the top half of your hair, that's fine, but at least deal with this part of your face, your main like facial area, because you can get away with having your hair and your top of your head looking crazy. You can wear a hat like me, you can wear a lot of things to cover it, but this, you can't get away with this. This is what people see the first time they see you and they start talking to you. So this is more important than the top half of your hair, okay? Next up is cooking. Learn to cook, man. Stop ordering out. Stop ordering Uber Eats like, you know, like 3 times a week. You know, like that's crazy. Maximum, you should be ordering Uber Eats once, maybe twice a week. But learn to cook, learn to make simple dishes, and then you can grow from there. Like I'm a cook. That's pretty much my day job, and that's pretty much what I enjoy doing for the last like 3-4 years. I've just been cooking. It's what I want to do. It's my passion. It's my career. It's what I want to pursue. So like cooking comes easy for me. The problem is when I finish my shifts and I get off at like 12, 1 a.m., like I don't really want to come home and cook, but like I'll still fucking do it. You know, like on my days off, I fucking cook crazy dishes. It's just like sometime, whatever. But like learn how to cook, learn how to make some basic stuff. If you got a grill, then there's no reason you can't be making different. You can't be making steak. You can't be making like salmon. You can't be making even fucking hot dogs. You can make, you know. You can easily make like a simple like spaghetti pasta. Learn how to cook, man. The like cooking means that you don't have to eat out anymore. You can just buy literally just groceries. You know, the money you spend on cooking, the money you spend on Uber Eats per year is crazy. It's way more than grooming and fucking and subscriptions combined. Like one order from Uber nowadays is like $40, $50 minimum, right? So if you're using like $200 a month, like one order a week, like even the maximum that I said one order a week is still a lot of money per year, right? $200 a month is fucking $2,600 a year. That's how much money you're literally giving to Uber. You're giving them almost $3,000 a year. Imagine like, you know, like you're giving someone 3 grand a year, but you give it to them upfront. Like it's crazy. Just learn how to cook or learn how to make some simple dishes. If you can avoid 1 week without eating out, that would be perfect, you know? Save it for like dates for your significant other or someone that you love or care about. Take your moms out, take your family out, take your brother, your sister out, but stop spending your money on takeout food, for Uber Eats, for pleasure food that once you eat it, the next day you have a stomach ache, you don't wake up feeling good, you don't even have breakfast. Because after a certain time, if you eat like Uber and all this stuff too late in the night, you wake up, you're unable to have breakfast because the food is still digested in your stomach, so you're not hungry. Really, when you go to bed, you want to go to bed a little bit hungry so you can wake up and have a great breakfast in the morning, right? So it's mostly for late night cravings where you want to avoid that kind of stuff from happening, right? Don't feed into the commercials and the what, you know, like it's all BS. Next thing you want to learn or a skill you want to acquire is home repairs. If you live on your own, you got to know, you got to have yourself a drill, you got to have yourself a hammer, you got to have yourself some screws, you got to know how to put up, like mount simple stuff. Maybe you don't need to know how to mount a TV or do like electrical work. Fine. Like how often do you need a TV mounted or doing electrical work? But if something breaks or if something needs to get fixed or, you know, like if your chair fucks up, you need to have a screwdriver or something to have it, to put it back together. That's like still like basic knowledge for guys, you know, like how you gonna have a girlfriend and like if something happens, you're not gonna know how to fix it, you know, like it's like, come on, bro, you know. And another one I want to touch on before I move into my next topic is doing your taxes. Learn how to do your taxes on your own. Learn how to file your taxes on your own. It's super important that you know this, that you know how to do this, especially as a young man growing up. I mean, okay, you're in your early 20s. I don't think a lot of people are gonna want to learn to do their taxes yet. But once you start getting older, like man, if you get a crazy tax return, you're gonna end up paying like let's say you get a tax return for even like like I don't know, like $10,000. People do get tax returns for $10,000. So don't be surprised. Um, let's say you get a tax return for 10 grand. You're gonna be paying like at least like $500 to $800 paying that guy to file your taxes when you could have filed your taxes yourself. You know, worst case, let's say you owe the government money. You're gonna go to the tax office expecting to get paid, and then you're gonna have to pay them for doing your taxes and the government, you know. And it's not about paying anybody. Learning how to do your taxes is really what clicks you into that mindset, puts you into that headspace of how to get the most advantage every time tax season comes around. Whenever tax season comes around for me, I'm super happy. Like I'm never tripping when I see tax season, man. I'm always happy for tax season, but it never used to be like that, you know. There's a lot of things you can maximize with your taxes, and I'll probably have to make a whole nother video just about that. How to maximize the shit that you get with your taxes and how to get your max refund and minimize paying the government any money. You know, that's a whole nother video, man. But yeah, those are some skills that you guys need to learn and, you know, like look into, you know, like just as a man growing up, you know, as a youngin coming up, you need to know certain things and be able to help yourself sometimes because people aren't always going to be there for you, man. Yeah, you know, anyways, I had a few more topics that I want to talk on, but I feel like I made this video a little bit too long anyways. So I'm going to cut it here and then I'm going to go come in with another video and I'm going to make that tax video. It's crazy how much stuff you guys can get from your taxes if you just know what you're doing. But you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. algorithm know you enjoy this kind of content, so it can keep on recommending you my shit, keep on showing you my stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.